Hello and welcome. I am Selar and this is Baldur's Gate 3, and this is a little introduction video about what is the classes, skills and races in the game. So if you have knowledge about that, you can just skip this video and continue on the part 1 of the Let's Play. But if you want to play the Baldur's Gate 3 and you have no idea what Dungeons and Dragons is, so this video is for you. The Dungeons and Dragons is a fantastic role-playing game that's based on somehow dice mechanics, and this game utilizes those mechanics, and currently the latest edition is 5th edition, so this game uses 5th edition of Dungeons and Dragons rules. And you will see a lot of it in the game, so I want to explain just a little bit for a little guidance for beginners. And it is better to talk them on the character creation screen. So when you try to create a character, you will see on the left side, you will have your race, you will have your class. So she's for example, High Elf Barbarian. You will have your abilities, proficiencies and cantrips. So if those are all new to you, so stick around and you will find out. Well, Dungeons and Dragons is actually an old game. I believe it's around the 70s or 80s, but it had a bad reputation, but it is kind of more popular right now. And I have been a dungeon master. Well, when you try to play the game, someone has to rule the game, and I'm that guy, and I have been doing it like for 17 years. So I'll try to explain the rules as much as I can. So we can start with your race. You have to choose a race when you start your character creation. So when you go over to races, you can see elf. Well, everybody knows elf because of Tolkien created them, and the Lord of the Rings has a lot of screen time of it. But tiefling is something new, and they are kinda unique to the realm of Faerun. This game takes place at the realm of Faerun, and you can find more information on those lands in the Forgotten Realms book series. Tiefling is they are demonic. They are from the deepest layer of hells, inherited the ability to wield fire and darkness from the archdevil Asmodeus' infernal bloodline. They are fun characters, but you know, they're devilish, so if you don't like them, you don't have to choose it. I will speak about these a little bit later. And then there's Drow. Drows are dark elves, and they are also unique to Faerun, but the other games use it. I believe that Skyrim also use dark elves. So they are the cult in the Menzoberranzan. Menzoberranzan is the underground city. They have their spider queen lords, so they are a usually sadistic bunch of elves. Human, regular human, we all know what human is. And Githyanki is they are from the astral plane, not on this realm, but from another realm. And one of the main characters of the game is a Githyanki. You'll know the lady. Dwarves are also very popular from the Lord of the Rings series. Also, you can see them in The Witcher. Half-elves are also interaction between half-human and half-elf. So in some of the settings, it can vary, so half-orc or half-elf, but this game takes us half-human and half-elf. Halfling is basically hobbits, again from the Lord of the Rings, you'll know them. And gnomes are a little bit shorter than hobbits, but as a race they are kinda, well, innovative and smart. So you'll have a lot of choice when you try to play the game. And when you select your race, you will have race features. So what are those for elves? Keen senses. Well, elves are supposed to be good at perception. So what's perception? As a human, you can always try to see what's around you, but especially in the game when you try to play D&D, at night when you try to see a little bird on the tree, you have to make a perception roll. And those rolls will be the 20-sided dice when you see the game, when you try to make a perception check or any other ability check. And elves are also supposed to be dexterous, so you will get +2 dexterity. You will get longsword, short sword, longbow proficiency, shortbow proficiency. Those came with your race features, and you can also see in the dark, and you have Fey Ancestor. Well, Fey is kind of magic touched, and Fey realm is a different realm than human realm, so you can see them as fairies, and because they have Fey ancestry, they cannot be charmed, and you can't put magically asleep. So you can also get sub-race traits because of High Elf, Wood Elf, and whatnot. They include only 2 of them. Tiefling gets hellish resistance because they are descendant of the Hells. Your blood protects you from flame, abyssal or otherwise. Gain resistance to fire damage, taking only half damage from it. So if someone tries to attack you with fire, you will only take half damage from it. And the draw features kind of similar to elves because they are dark elves. They have rapier proficiency, hand crossbow proficiency. Hand crossbow is very popular with draws in the books. As human, we get base ratio speed, and distance you can move per turn is 9 minutes. So per turn is a combat turn, and it is only 6 seconds in real life, and the game is turn-based again, so you can move 9 meters. So you will get +1 strength, +1 dexterity, +1 constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. So you will get +1 to all of your abilities. And as a Githyanki, you will get +2 strength and intelligence. So you can see and measure what is the best choice for you, and you can go from there. After our race, you can see class, but before class, I want to talk about abilities. So we have 6 basic abilities. These are strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Well, the names are basically self-explanatory. But for example, if you want to arm wrestle someone, you will need more strength than the other guy. So you don't have to be, this doesn't have to be a higher number from the other guy, but you will have to roll a higher number on the 20-sided dice when you try to arm wrestle someone. The number 15 will get you a +2 to strength ability checks. As basic human beings, all of our abilities are considered the natural level of 10. So 10 is +0, and we are all accepted at 10. So your class somehow dictates what abilities you want for your character, because for example, if you want to play a wizard, you will need high intelligence. If you want to play a barbarian, you will need high strength. Or if you want to play a somehow Legolas-like character, you will need more dexterity. Those are important, and those are kind of interconnected with class. What are proficiencies? Proficiencies is the things that you are able to do, and things that you are better at doing. So athletics, religion, insight, intimidation. You can choose what you are proficient at. So if you want to talk to someone about religion, or want to debate about something, or inquire about something religion when you travel into an old tomb or somehow old relics, it might need to come. It might be helpful. Insight is, for example, when you are having a conversation with someone and they are lying to you. You are not sure about it, but you want to know that if they are lying to you, then you will make an insight check. We will cover those when we are trying to pick for ourselves. So in the game, I will play as human. I'm not making my character right now, so I will do that when the game fully releases. This is just another introduction video. You can customize your everything in here. So class is very important, and it will dictate how you play the game. You will have a very different experience when you choose different classes. So we have a lot of classes here. So what is a barbarian? Barbarian, as you can guess from the name, they are the strong embrace the wild that hides inside, keen instincts, primal physicality, and most of all, the unbridled, unquenchable rage. So rage is very important for barbarian if you want to play a huge, strong character with kind of like berserk. You want to go with barbarian. So they can use huge weapons, they get a huge health pool. So if you're able to be tank-like character, so this is for you. And when you choose a class as race features, you will get class features. So strength saving throw proficiency, constitution saving throw proficiency, because as a barbarian you will have to be strong and You also have high constitution. And saving throw is something different than ability check. Saving throw is when you are in a bad situation like that, you will have to make saving throws. So if something pulls you into a well and you try to escape, you might need to perform a strength saving throw in order to escape its grip. You will get light armor and medium armor proficiency, so you can use them, you can use shields, you can use simple weapons and martial weapons. Actions, I will explain what actions, bonus actions are a little bit later. But bards are always fun. They are a magical character, but they can also somehow extend a little bit of physical fight. And they are producing music, various buffs for other characters. It's a good character to have in a party, but if you're trying to play solo, I don't know if it's the best option for you. Cantrips and spells, they will get cantrips and spells. So what is the difference between cantrips and spells? Cantrips are basically free spells. So when you try to cast a spell, you will have a spell slot, and the number of spell slots will determine how many spells you can cast during a day. So you know 15 available spells, and you will have to prepare some of it. You try to anticipate what is ahead of you, and you try to choose a spell for your day. So they chose for this character Dissonant Whisper. It is an attack spell. Healing Word, it's a heal spell, so basically you can have a little bit of support, heroism, bolster yourself on an ally with valor and health. Yes, you will get 5 temporary hit points, so it's also a support spell. Tasha Seed's Laughter, and this is a utility spell, you can explain like that. But when you cast a spell from your level 1, level 2 spells, the number of your spell slots, when you exhaust your spell slots, you cannot cast any more of spells until you rest. Well, resting in Baldur's Gate 3 is easy, just you select rest and rest, but when you try and play the tabletop D&D with your friends, the resting is somehow rather different, because you have to end the game or you have to be at a safe spot. So that's why cantrips are very useful, because cantrips are free, so you can cast, for example, Vicious Mockery as much as you want during a day. Clerics. Clerics are the support characters. Usually you can play them as support, and they can use magics, and they are divine characters, so they have to select a deity. These deities are also, again, for unique to Fire Wind, the Forgotten Realms, and the Bane and Miracle. You can find those guys and their ascent to godhood on the Unforgotten Realms series. So clerics they are both physical fighters, and they use spells. They have subclasses: life domain, light domain, trigger domain. These domains will determine your spells, your spell classes, so choose carefully when you're planning to play as cleric. Oh, I forgot to mention that each class will get hit points. So as cleric it's 10, bard I believe it's 10 also, barbarian should be higher, like, yes, it's 14, for druid it's 10. So again, as much as the physical needs, the hit points are according to those needs. Druids are the natural spellcasters, so, and they are very fun to play as. They have wild shape, and I don't know if the game has it, but at late levels, druids can turn into, for example, red dragons. So it is always fun to play as, and again, you will have your cantrips, spells. You will get features: wisdom, saving proficiency, intelligence saving proficiency. Wisdom and intelligence savings are important against spells, mostly when they try to capture your mind, or they try to make an ally of you by force. You will have to roll those dice. Light armor, medium armor, you can use clubs, daggers, javelin, mace, quarterstaff, smith, or sickle. And you can check all of those features, and they added a nice explanation for every single one of it. Fighter is the most beginner-friendly class, because fighters are strong, they have very high physical fighting capability, they have a high hit points, and they can use most of the weapons in the game. So If you are not planning to play as a mage or spellcaster character, then fighter is a very good choice. Building weapons with unmatched skill and wearing armor like a second skin, so you can choose your fighting style, and you can master some of the subclasses. Fighting styles: archery, defense, dueling, great weapon fighting, protection, 2-weapon fighting. Paladins are somehow, how can I describe, the sacred warriors. They usually have to be lawful good, so your character can be good, evil, or neutral, but paladins are usually good. Fueled by the oath you swore to uphold justice and righteousness, you are a beacon of hope in dark times. So you have to be the good guy. You will run to the help of the others. You will try to save someone in danger. If you want to be the hero, so paladin is for you. You can choose your subclass out of the ancients, out of devotion. I am not sure what these are, but I will read them afterwards, so you can also check it. You will get wisdom and charisma saving throw proficiency, light armor, medium armor, heavy armor. So you can basically be the tank that is blessed by the god. Shield, simple weapon, martial weapon, and chain load charges. Ranger. Well, when you think of Ranger, you can think something like Legolas. They are good with bows. They are good at hunting. Rangers are unrivaled scouts and trackers holding deep connection with nature in order to hunt their favorite prey. They also have favorite enemy. You will choose favorite enemy. You can be the bounty hunter, keeper of the veil, magebreaker, ranger knight, sanctified stalker. Studying the tactics and abilities of certain creatures has granted you a set of abilities that is useful in variety of situations. So, as a sanctified stalker, this is a passive feature, you swore to hunt the enemies of a holy or druidic order. So gain proficiency in religion and sacred flame cantrip, which deals 1d8 radiant damage. Wisdom is your spellcasting ability for the cantrip. So this will add you a little spells or cantrips or what you are able to do when you try to do a little bit of spell and some little proficiencies in like arcana or nature. Natural explorer, years of traveling in the wilds have made you particularly attuned to the beasts or adept at surviving in certain environments. So Wasteland Wanderer, so you can be adept to cold, fire, poison. Basically you are one with the nature and you can cast nature spells. And sorry, Druid can cast nature spells, and Ranger is also one with the nature, but they are usually physical fighters. And they can, other than bows, they can dual wield. Rogue. I am trying to play as Rogue in a Let's Play, so Rogues are fun. They are stealthy, uncanny reflexes, Rogues' versatility lets them to get the upper hand in almost any situation. So you want a character that is basically a Skyrim stealth archer, you want to go Rogue. You will get dexterity saving throw, intelligence saving throw, light armor, simple weapon proficiency, hand crossbow, longsword, rapier, and short sword proficiency. You will get also sneak attack. Sneak attack is very useful when you try to attack, and when it is becomes snake attack, you will get a plus 1d6 damage of your damage die. And there is 3 types of main spellcasters in the game: sorcerer, wizard, and warlock. The difference between sorcerer and wizard is sorcerer is the wizard that mage that has the magic in their blood, so they don't have to read any books or spell tomes, they are just attuned to it. Well, wizard is the educated mages. You will have to read books, tomes, or etc. Warlock is a little bit different than them, and they have different spell sets. They have a patron or something like deity or some entity, and they draw their magic powers from them. So subclass the Fiend, you can service the Fiend, the Great Old One, etc. So those are your races basically, and when you choose a race, after that you will have to choose your skills. So you have inherited skills granted by Acolyte, and Acolyte is your background. So your background can be Charlatan, Criminal, Entertainer, Noble, Folklore, Guild Artisan, and what those backgrounds are, they're not very important, but they add 2 proficiencies for you. So if you have nobility background, you will have history proficiency or persuasion proficiency. So you are better at persuading someone. But as I said, it is not that important for the game. Acrobatics, athletics, deception, insight, you can choose 4 when you start the game. But the other races can change. You can get more proficient. Deception, for example, I don't want deception. I want investigation, because as a rogue, you will most likely to be the opening locks and stuff, the chests, and also you will have to be the one that investigate traps. Some of the locks and doors can be trapped, and the investigation die will make it to understand them easily. So when you get investigation proficiency, you will get a +3 for your investigation dice. Sleight of hand, and stealth. So skills with expertise, your proficiency bonus is doubled for an ability check that uses either of your chosen proficiencies. So sleight of hand and stealth. I don't want sleight of hand. Sleight of hand is for when you try to steal something from someone. Survival is good when you try to find your road or something like that. Acrobatics and athletics are good, they are physical stunts. And after you choose your skills, you'll get the ability screen, and again you can choose your abilities. You can lower and add your points to something like that. But if you want to play something like rogue, you will need high dexterity, and you can also choose to play as recommended if you don't want to deal with them yourselves. For barbarian, you will need high strength and high constitution. For bard, you will need high charisma or wisdom intelligence. You can choose from that. Constitution is always good, because as you level up, it will determine how many hit points you will get. You will get plus from your constitution to your class hit point dice. So it's always nice. As a cleric, you will need wisdom mostly. Druid, you will also need wisdom. Fighter, you will need strength and constitution. As paladin, you will want charisma, strength, constitution. You don't need intelligence, but wisdom is always good, because most of the spells can use wisdom saving throws against them. So if you want to be resistant against those, I highly suggest wisdom. Ranger, for a ranger, the most important thing is dexterity. For a rogue, also dexterity, because stealth checks and something like that, open picking locks is dexterity. Sorcerer, wizard, they have to be at high intelligence. But for warlock, you will need high charisma. So they also recommend these stats, so you can use them, or you can choose a little bit for yourself. So if I want to play a rogue, what I will do is I'll get my strength to +0, so that I won't have any negative impacts from that. So the last thing I want to explain is when you get cantrips or spells, it will say the little green run thing and action. Well, in a combat run, you will get your action, bonus action, your movement, and your reaction. Reaction is not in your combat run, but the whole turn of the round you can use your reaction as a form of attack of opportunity, or you will get different things when you level up. Your action is what you will do in your combat turn, the main thing you can do. You can attack, you can cast a spell, and this will be your action. You can also use your action as movement, you can double your movement. Your bonus action is some of the spells are bonus actions. Can we find something like that? Yes. Expeditious Retreat is bonus action. You can cast this spell and you will gain dash as a bonus action, allowing you to move at an incredible pace. You can cast this as bonus action if you want to run. and then you can travel further distances with your action and movement. Also, some different classes have different bonus actions. For example, Barbarian's bonus action is Raging. Oh, yes, Rage is a bonus action. You will get different actions and bonus action. Bardic Inspiration, you will give an inspiration to another one member of your party, and they will use a bonus die when you try to perform some abilities. And with that, as I said, the basic D20 dice, you will use it for attacks, ability checks, saving throws. And for attacking, you will use your attack modifiers, both for melee weapons or spells. For saving throws, you will use your saving throw abilities for that. So, hopefully this video shed a little bit of light, and I try to explain as much as I can. And I hope to see you at the Let's Play series. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.